94.3.
This is Good Morning Mumbai with HrishiKay.
Radio One.
It's the Tuesday edition of Talking Finance with my expert Saurabh Mittal, who returns back into the studio. What's up, Saurabh? How are you?
Very good, Rishi.
Saurabh, we've decided to dedicate this week to asset allocation strategies. Yesterday, you explained very eloquently what really is asset allocation. Today, let's look into different strategies for asset allocation, and the highlight being strategic asset allocation.
Correct. So actually, let me first tell you that there are three key strategies in which you can decide your asset allocation. First is the strategic asset allocation. Second is tactical asset allocation. And third is dynamic asset allocation.
So what's the best amongst those?
So it's not about which asset allocation strategy is better than the other. It's about what works. And let me talk about strategic asset allocation today. So let me first start with the definition. And as per Investopedia, strategic asset allocation has been defined as a portfolio strategy that involves setting target allocations for various asset classes and periodically rebalancing the portfolio back to the original allocations at the end of a specific period.
Sorry, Saurabh, but it's a little too technical. You want to break it down even simpler, please?
Yes, sir. I think for every one of us, it's better to understand from a cricket analogy.
Can't go wrong with cricket.
So let me just give you an example. Imagine that Virat Kohli and Dhoni are chasing down a target against Pakistan, and in last 10 overs they have to make 100 runs. With these two at crease, every Indian is sipping an iced tea at home without any worry. So in simple terms, they need to make 10 runs every over. The strategy would be to at least hit a boundary in every over. Now if they stick to this strategy, and then if in the first 3 balls MS Dhoni manages to hit a 1-6 out of the cricket ground, resulting in only 4 runs to be taken during the over, it will help them in not hitting every ball for a boundary, which denotes controlling their greed, and not be losing a wicket by playing any risky shot, which denotes controlling the fear. If they just make 10 runs over every over, India will win the game with very ease and less stress.
Not to forget, even the tea will taste very, very good. Now, I can see how it can be applied to investments, but you want to just continue?
Yeah, so when an investor parks his money in different assets, their values change over time. But if the goal to reach a specific net worth, after which the investors won't need to work for money, then a rebalance in this portfolio can be made based on the investment period, which a wealth manager and investor mutually decide. Rebalance helps in bringing the investment back to the same asset allocation, which has been pre-decided and entered into.
So what's your recommendation, Saurabh?
Creating a plan based on strategic asset allocation is one part. Another is to rebalance it according to the strategy. So in case a person decides to allocate 70% in equity and 30% in debt, at the end of the year while reviewing the equity portfolio, you might see that it has increased to 80% and debt is only 20% of the portfolio. Then it is prudent to rebalance it by selling equity and bringing it down to again the original 70% level of the allocation. That's why it is worthwhile to have a financial advisor who can take emotions out of these decisions and helps in maintaining a good run rate.
Fabulous. What's your quotable quote for the day, buddy?
It's a great quote from the great investor Ray Dalio, which says you should have a strategic asset allocation mix that assumes that you don't know what the future is going to hold.
Fair enough. So what's your coordinates? What are they, so that if people want to invest, they can get in touch with you?
So you can put a mail to me. My email address is saurabh@cwa.co.in. Also, I'm available on Twitter. My Twitter handle is Saurabh S. Mittal.
See you tomorrow.
Yeah.